Hello, my name is Benjamin Bucher, and today I will be discussing the length dependence of EMG activity and force production in wrist extensors and flexors during grip contraction. The length tension relationship describes the optimal length of a muscle fiber to produce the greatest amount of force, and this is found around the resting length of the muscle, and this is because a muscle that is too shortened results in too much overlap of the actin myosin cross bridges, while a muscle that is too lengthened will result in too little of overlap of these cross bridges, and therefore not able to produce as great of a contraction as in the standard position. The purpose of this experiment was to examine this length-tension relationship and to determine the effect that different positions on the length-tension curve has on EMG activity and force production. I hypothesized that the 4 different positions would result in EMG activity and force production that would be less than you would find in the standard position. There were 8 first-year Regis DPT students that were recruited for this study who had a mean age of 27 years plus or minus 4.5 years. 63% of these subjects were females and 37% were males. The subjects had to have been in good overall health and no pain in the shoulder or elbow region, and they were excluded from the experiment if they were greater than the age of 40 or they had a latex allergy. Electrodes were placed on the wrist extensors and flexors, and a maximum grip contraction was performed in a standard position, and grip force and peak EMG for the flexors and extensors were recorded. And then this same measurements were recorded in 4 different positions that were either shortened or lengthened compared to the standard position. We performed a mean and standard deviation on the data that we received from this experiment. Results of the experiment were that grip force production was noticeably less in the maximum wrist flexion position, while the EMG activity was highest in the shorthand grip position for the wrist flexors. The hypothesis was not fully supported by the experiment, and that was because the EMG activity in the short grip position for the flexors was actually higher than the standard position, which was not expected but was due to the more motor unit activity in this short grip position. The force production produced at the 4 different positions did follow the predicted length tension relationship, but the EMG activity at these 4 different positions did not follow the previous literature predictions. This information could be used to retrain somebody's muscles who's post-surgery. Thank you for listening today and have a great day.